Morning world, Brian here. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Friday and Saturday for us on the bank holiday weekend was great. Today it's Sunday and it's pissing down. So I'm stuck in the house doing TikTok videos for you guys. Now, here's the thing. Normally my videos, if you've been watching me over the last, 4 to 6 months, are about 30 seconds long and they're all daft things. The funny side, the humour side of biking. However, today's video is a little bit longer. In fact, it's not a little bit longer. It's over 6 minutes, and it's not going to be so much, the funnier side of riding a bike. So if you've got time, watch the video, give me some feedback, and let me know your thoughts. Now, I suppose the first conversation I'd like to bring up is fatigue. I've been riding a bike for a long time now, pretty much the majority of my adult life and a small percentage of my childhood. Now, as I'm getting older, I find that fatigue kicks in when I'm riding the bike. I can't go for 3 to 4 hour marathon slogs on the bike without stopping. It's now normally 90 minutes, I am 90 miles, and then I stop because my concentration goes a little bit. I start to focus on other bits and bobs rather than the road and the surrounding areas. What about you guys? Do you find fatigue reduces your reaction times as well? Does your concentration level drop a little bit? And if it does, has it ever brought on an accident? Have you ever had a drop or a fall because you've been a little bit fatigued because you haven't given yourself more time to enjoy the bike? On the back of that, physical strains. Now, we're not meant to just sit in that one spot for 90 minutes or 3 hours or 4 hours at a time. And when we do, we tend to get back pains or stiff joints or nerve compression or whatever it is you suffer from. Me personally, I get a bad back and sore knees. The rest of it is okay. But what about yourself? The physical strain in your back, does it punish you at the end of the day? Do you wake up the next day a bit sore? Are you a bit stiff? Or are you fine? Do you do things to counteract that, like, go to the gym, do a bit of yoga, stretching, etc.? Let me know your thoughts, because the physical strain on your body can be quite rough depending on your age or your conditions or your physical capability. Now, weather exposure is a big deal in biking, because we all know that sometimes you can plan something but you never know what's around the corner. It could be very, very hot, it could be very, very cold, or it could be very, very wet with strong winds coming in. Now, these are all factors in riding a bike that you've got to overcome or be prepared for, and you can be prepared for it if you've got a bit of experience or if you've got the money to chuck at it. But what do you guys do? Do you plan days ahead? Do you plan months ahead, or you just like me? Do you just pack and wing it on the day? House some waterproofs in the back of your bike. Start off layering up, mid layer, your base layer, your outer layer. What is it you do in particular that makes you think, I'm not really fussed about the weather, I'll still enjoy it, because that's the part and parcel of being a biker? This is a good one, this next one, because we're all guilty of it, and that's the mental complacency on familiar roads. I suppose that the last few miles of a journey, you just want to get back, so you're a bit keener on hitting the throttle. You want to get back a little bit quicker because you know the roads, you know what to expect. However, it's the other riders or the other drivers around you, or the conditions that are around you, that make the difference here. Now, there is an old expression that is something like, most people crash within 2 to 3 miles of their home. I've never experienced that personally, but I do know it has happened with other people. They've dropped their bike driving into an estate after spending the whole day riding. And that's because that complacency level kicks in, or that eagerness just to get home, because you've got to park your bike, get off, take your gear off, open the garage if you've got one, put the bike in, lock it up, shut the garage, go in and start dressing down. Now, these things all take time, and the one thing about, in particular where I live in the UK, is everyone rushes around, myself included, so we become a little bit more complacent because we don't want to waste time doing the daft bits of the riding, the getting home safe bit. So do you guys rush back? Do you want to get back? Do you make a few mistakes because you've complacency or because you know the road too much? Let me know your thoughts. Now, over-reliance on GPSs. Everybody has this issue. You get on your bike, you put your helmet on, you fasten all your gear, you turn your bike on, you sat nav sitting there waiting to kick in, or talk to your phone, or talk to your headset, and nothing seems to go. You get it all together, then you start driving off, then you get the dreaded ghosting on your sat nav, or your device just goes blank. We've all been there because we've all become over-reliant on it. Now when I was a kid, I used to just jump on the bike, head north, south, east or west, and I didn't care. If I got lost, it didn't bother me as long as I had enough money to put fuel in the bike and get back. And I suppose that's that resilience goes because you become over-reliant on your GPSs or your technology, which is a shame really, because lots of people in the world still do use small A to Zs or maps. I met a guy a few weeks ago, had his directions written down on a little bit of paper which he stuck in his tank bag, and that's what I used to do when I used to travel big journeys. But now it's like, no, I'll let the GPS do it all for me, which is great. However, when it goes wrong, it's shit. You then you hit a brick wall and you forget, well actually no, I know the rough area I'm going to, and I'll read the road signs. So what's your thoughts, guys? Do you guys ever have problems with GPSs, or do you just go old school? Let me know your thoughts. It would be great, guys. And I know this isn't the most interesting conversations in the world, but they're all factors and they're all scenarios we all go through or we all follow to a certain degree. If you've watched it this far, thanks very much and take care, guys. Please like, subscribe and follow.